Looks like I am live. Hello and greetings to you, viewer from across the tubes. It is I, Gnarly Quack, and I am back working on my TOML parser. Hey, Bazin. How are you? Happy, Friday, I guess, huh? Friday night? I'm doing well. What am I doing here? I'm getting into my code. Just, it is cold outside today. What is the temperature? I don't even know what it is in Fahrenheit, let alone Celsius. All I know is that it is cold. So yeah, it is 12 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit, which is minus 11 Celsius. So that is what it is doing outside. And I know that because I was outside earlier getting my driver's license renewed and getting the government RFID chip in the back of my neck. I'm kidding, but or at least about the RFID chip, but so which is what it's supposed to be in Chicago in February. But what's been happening lately, like for most of January and even December, it was like 40 and 50. Um, so we're hanging out in the 40s with like rain, which is unusual. But then suddenly, in the span of like 3 days, we went from 40 to whatever it is now, like 20. So I'm used to growing up in the cold, but I hate it when it. I also like. Um, subtle variations, not somebody just turning the lights off on you. Plus, I'm a February baby. My birthday is well, it's actually tomorrow. So I like to say I have and I was born in a snowstorm, like not literally in the snow, but it was snowing the day I was born. Like I guess my parents got lost on the way to the hospital because all the signs were covered in snow. So I do like my snow. Thank you. Am I in the right directory? I'm already distracted. Uh, oh, I am in the wrong directory. What do you, happy, what is, it's not really spring break. Seems like a weird time for break. Because it's like the holidays are over and it's not spring. But what are you doing with your week? Anything exciting? And thank you, by the way. If I didn't say that already, thank you for the birthday wishes. Uh, nice. So I think I'm about ready to wrap things up, at least with the Python version of this, because I want to write one in C++. Um, and I got as far as we're kind of theoretically done with the parser here. But I was getting the the TOML test suite, trying to get that to run. And that found an infinite loop, which is probably in the Lexer. So we didn't get very far on that. In fact, I confirmed after the stream yesterday that it was an infinite loop because I ended up I ended up locking up my window environment because in Linux, X is not like a privileged process. So when the machine gets hogged up, the windowing system goes down. So that was fun. I guess it's better that that happened off a stream than on stream. But so I got to track that down and then mainly kind of go back into the Lexer and just make it a little bit robust and with errors and stuff. So that's kind of the plan for today, and see how we're doing on this test suite. Because I doubt we have I doubt that is the only problem, is the one infinite loop we have. So I guess the first thing we need to do, and I think we're in a clean thing here. So I guess the first thing to do is figure out what is causing this infinite loop. So what I'll do here, oops, guess we'll go there. So the way this little test driver works, and I guess I could pull up the, yeah, I'll be here for a little bit. This here by Burnt Sushi. The way this basically works is it runs your actual decoder in this case. And it just feeds it TOML through standard input, and then you're supposed to give it back through standard output what it wants to make it happy. So I guess what I'm going to do is when we read this stuff, I guess I'll just write what we have to a file and see what file we stop on. Because I believe this is going to be executed however many tests this test driver has. It's going to run my program that many times. So what do we want to do? I guess we'll get... Now I need to come up with a unique... Well, I guess I don't have to, do I? I guess I don't have to. I was thinking I need to get a... Well, I guess I do need to know when it stops. So let's just do that. So we'll get date time in here. So we'll read this TOML. And then what we'll do is I believe that's it. You need the library reference here now. So isn't there like a... Yeah. So we'll just get now. Let's just, for the moment... Let's see what that gives us back. Oops. So what is this? Test TOML? So what do we get? We get now is, so I guess we'll just format that a little bit. We'll go now, and then we'll replace, let's replace spaces with dashes, and let's also replace these colons with dashes, I guess. Let's see what we get now for that. So that looks good to me. So what we'll do is and then we'll just write this, whatever we just sucked in here through standard in. Then we'll close that. And then we'll just see where we stop. So, welcome back. So I think I'll edit my makefile here to do this. So let's do... we already have test. I don't know, what do we want to call this? TOML test? So I guess what we want to do is we want to do... And actually, let me rename this to... So what we're going to have here is we're going to have... Oh, it's called test parser. I kind of want to call that test TOML, But we're gonna have TOML test, and we're gonna give that test parser. I didn't really finish it. I mean, I kind of left it at a state because I started. Remember, I kind of switched to that C++ project, which I still want to work on. Just I've been distracted with work, but I switched away from PHP to that C++ project. And then I got distracted by that with work, and then this is kind of a work-related project. So that's kind of where things are. And yeah, exactly. So I mean that test framework is still there. I do have the domain name for that, which is up for renewal. This is it here, and since I'm not really coding in PHP anymore, and since there's not really any interest in this, I'm thinking about just letting the domain name go, which probably means it'll have somebody squatting on it now, so the next person that wants it will have to pay like $10,000 to get it. But I mean, it's functional. It's basically done. There was just some cleanup and stuff I wanted to do. But I didn't really, like all the last changes I made, I didn't merge into like the main branch or anything. So I'm thinking about just sort of, I don't know, I hate to just scrap it because at least personally there's like some code in there that I think is pretty cool and that I learned a lot from, but I know it almost turned into more of a learning project for me. And I don't know, if I do go back to PHP, I wouldn't mind using it, but I don't really foresee when that's going to happen. But I don't know, if I'm going to keep it sort of active, then I need to like maintain it to some nominal amount, and I'd like all the changes I did haven't, like, I'd have to go update all this documentation and the web page and everything, because I made some changes with, I don't even remember anymore. I'd have to go back and look, but anyway, I guess that's kind of a long-winded answer. It's done, but it's not done. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I'll actually open another window here. And I have a feeling this TOML parser I'm writing is going to be the same way. Other than that, I plan on using it at work. So, which is kind of the whole goal of it anyway. So what did I call this? I guess it doesn't like that. Am I not allowed to have dashes, or did I not save this? Am I in the right? Oh, I'm in the wrong directory. So we seem to have stopped there. And before I bring my stream down, that is what we want to look at. So this is the test that is hanging us up. So let's take a look. I believe what's going on is going to be in the Lexer. So I'm just going to start in there. Because again, I don't think the Lexer right now is robust enough to sort of handle some of the garbage it could potentially run into. So we're down here in array, right? So this is well, this is actually a bogus value, right? That's not actually a valid value anywhere. So we eat that. And then while we're lexing, right? Let's see if I can bump this down a little bit. Okay, so that's... We get the whole thing on there? We can't, we just can. Wow, okay. So, we eat this white space. Then we peak character. So that'll get us down to this quotation mark. Which has us Lex's value. So then we come back. We don't have any white space to eat, but we eat this comma. Then we circle back through, and then we eat this white space here, and then we come down here to value, and we're going to get an invalid value, right? Because we don't have any sort of quotation marks. We don't have a digit. We don't have true. We don't have false. We don't have that. So we come down here to invalid or missing value. So that just logs an error, and we just sit there. We just sit there. So I guess what we want to do is we have this resynchronize function, which I guess I want to look at. Let me just see what that does. Basically, that gets us to a new line. So we eat characters until we hit a new line. So I feel like this could get hung up too, because we could get to the end of a file. Well, anyway. So that I think might fix that. So now let's see what happens. Let's remove all of this. So we'll run that again. We're still going. Oh, and we got through it. Okay. So I guess that was the only thing that was hanging us up, which makes me a little bit untrustful a little bit of this test suite. But 99 failed, 237 passed. Although earlier when I was I guess we can remove all these tests again. I was going to say, but earlier, when I was passing the wrong thing into parse TOML, I was passing in a function name. I also got like 200 tests passing, so I guess the point is that number doesn't really mean anything. Anything short of all is meaningless, I guess. So what is going on here? Right must be a string, not a dictionary. Okay. Line 24. So I guess this doesn't... Where's no 24 here. So I guess unlike print, this doesn't automatically convert stuff to a string. So let's just do that. What else do we have here? 24. So we're going to have to format this a certain way, and I guess I got to figure out what that format is. But right now everything seems to be barfing on line 24. Yeah, well, okay. I guess we're not going to get much farther until we fix line 24. Oh. That made things worse, so maybe I should take that out. So now what do we have failing? Oh, so what this does is basically this lets you tell if you've called this script directly. So basically, if I've gone, what's the name of this? It basically lets you, oh, it's probably not doing it because it doesn't recognize the, it basically lets you know if you've done that. Because in this case, Python gives that name, this script name, the name main. So you can do something like that, and that would distinguish between. So right, well, in order to really show this, yeah. So if I go Python entry, or well, let me take out. Let me take that out. So here, if I call Python entry, and actually, I guess I don't need to do this. Whatever. So if I call it with Python, you'll see it runs right away, right? So that's because with whatever script you sort of hand to Python, it gives that script name, it gives that script the name main. So then you can see if you're main and you can basically execute it yourself. Correct, yeah. So that's the next thing I'm going to show you. Although I should probably go into bin. So now you can see I imported entry. It doesn't run, but I can do entry.main now, and it runs. So that's all it allows you to do, because when I import it, it has the name entry. So this doesn't kick off. So I feel like that took me a lot longer to explain to you than it probably should have, but but yes, it's a neat little way to kind of make your thing an executable. And then you can do the same sort of trick where you can use like a hash ping. But anyway, you get it. You get it. All right, so what we're doing? Oh yeah, we were looking at my errors, which I guess I got to run that again. All right, so no errors reported. So we have fruit, apple, and taste. And it's saying this is invalid. I thought that was valid. We're gonna have to pull up, because I thought it said that you were allowed to define like parent tables. So let me just move this over here. So here it says, right, you can define a super table if you want. Cannot define a table more than once, right? This makes sense here. I mean, to the extent that this makes sense, and that this is not allowed and this is allowed, to the extent that those make sense. And this also makes sense because here we said apple is a string, and now you're saying it's a table. Dotted keys create and define a table for each key part before the last one. So yeah, this is just saying these are all implicitly created as tables. Since tables cannot be defined more than once, redefining such tables using a table header is not allowed. Likewise, using dotted keys to redefine tables, is not allowed. Oh, so wait, this is literally this example. Don't I have this example in my test suite? I don't know. Fruit, apple. Oh, I have these commented out. So, what, this is not allowed because in this case, this table was defined through a dotted key, and this is now trying to define it as a table header. But in this case, it's okay. What happens if we take test? Well, something else is breaking now. And that didn't. Okay. Well, let's figure out what's going on here first. What test is this? So we're getting 1. Oh, I guess because now we're eating to this? What's resynchronize doing there? Well, not eat new line. I guess I'm not sure why this is changing that. Where that error is occurring. Well, let's get in there, I guess. So let's go to 62. So run to there. Now I guess we'll stop here. So 104. We'll step into there. let's just see what we get back. So we should not get that. So what are we passing around here? Tokens. So let's see what we have for tokens. We got key. All right. So we're gonna eat the white space. We're gonna get that. Eat more white space and go down here to the value. So we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't have that. We don't have that. Don't have that. And we don't have that. So we do have that. And we want to resynchronize now. So we're going to eat oh, it's current. All right. Oh, no worries, Bazin. Yeah, you're a morning person, so don't let me ruin that. But thanks for stopping in. Yeah. Um, yeah, I've been kind of just trying to stream this project a little bit. I don't really have a set schedule. I'll probably try and stream again this weekend, maybe tomorrow during the day for me. But we'll see. We'll see how crazy things get tonight, which I'm hoping not to get too crazy, but doing some partying tonight. But I would like to try and get stream again tomorrow. And then probably as long as I'm working on this TOML stuff, I'll probably try and stream it. Just as kind of motivation to keep working on it. But yeah, have a good night and have a good weekend and sleep well. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I can't party like I'm so young anymore. So so we're gonna eat. I haven't been keeping track here. Where are we at now? So we're gonna eat that N, right? Eat that V, A, L, I, D. And then we advance. So we're done resynchronizing. We're done with flex value. Now we're back in line 69 here. We're going to try and eat a comment. Oh, what happened to... Okay, we ate that new line and we should not have. Where do we think we're eating that? I guess I'm gonna have to... I guess I'm gonna have to restart. So we want to... Can I just disable that? Disable 2. Oh, unable to? Okay, we're gonna eat that white space, eat that character. So we ate it there, which I feel like we should not have. So where are we? Iterator. It's current. So we eat. Oh, this is eating a. It's right here in the name. We're trying to eat this new line. So I don't think we want to eat that new line, do we? So what's going on here? Do I have peak new line? I do. All right, so here's what we're going to do. If I can spell resynchronize, we're going to peak that new line, and then up here, we're going to eat. We're just going to eat it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now back to the original thing that we were working on, which was I don't even remember what we're doing. What we were doing. Fruit, apple, paste. Here. So for some reason commenting this out wasn't causing anything to fail. It might be because we're not adding anything in here. Okay, so this should be failing, and it is not. So I guess what we kind of want to do is split this out into two tests. So this is fine. And I guess what is this? Test table headers cannot redefine test headers cannot redefine dotted key tables. And this should not parse. It's going to be an error. So we're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is going to be same thing. And I suppose what I should do is that's going to break that. That's going to go to 8, I guess. So fruit, apple, color red. So that is putting stuff in there. I actually, I guess we don't even need to put anything in here because we should be getting an empty. Let's see, we already have that table in there. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 8. Yep. Um. So in this case, I guess it just matters how it was defined. So before we'd only been checking whether like something was implicit, explicit, or closed. But this now it matters whether it was defined through a dotted key or through a table header. Um, so I guess I never really did this. I was talking about this yesterday. About this meta info. How closed in like these two values are tied together. So if something's closed, it implies that it's explicit. And if something is implicit, it implies that it's open. So consolidating these into one value. So I think I'm going to do that now. And I guess, I don't know, I guess it's Python, so I just got to deal with Python being Python. But, well, because I'm inclined to make this an enum, which in Python at least makes it constant, but dealing with enums in Python is annoying because they're not just values. But how do I make this a value? I don't know, it's probably not worth the time I'm about to spend on this. But enum. I don't even know what to call this. Value state, maybe? So we're going to say implicit is maybe 0. Explicit is 1. And I guess closed can just be 3. But really, this is actually supposed to be like a bit mask. So this is right. You can think of this as 1 moved over once, and this is like explicit ORed with 1 moved over once, which is the same as 3. I kind of feel like I want to make that I kind of feel like I do want to make that, so can I just do oops. I don't know what Python thinks about like constant expressions or not. I'm gonna have to import a enum. Oops. So yeah, right, and I didn't just do anything stupid, right? So I guess okay. So what I want to do now is under this meta info. I want to change the signature of this so this will break everywhere. So it's going to be state equals state. We're going to get rid of that. So let's just, wherever we use meta info now, so this is going to be value implicit. Value explicit. Same thing here. Same thing there. This is going to be closed. I feel like I've been mistyping implicit as explicit. Let me just see what I changed here. Actually, this is in the parser, isn't it? So false, false to implicit. Yep. False, false to implicit. True, false to explicit. True, false to explicit. Explicit, explicit. Closed. Oh, I just made up a bogus value. And in trying to fix that, I'm really invested in typing something wrong there. Closed. So now we should still have places where this is breaking because we're trying to, so state, I guess this doesn't really matter anymore because we're kind of not really printing that out. So we want to find what? Closed or explicit. So I guess what I'll do is I'll turn these into methods. So I feel like I want to. Or I suppose I could just be safe here. And or well, I could just or it, but I guess I'll just do that. Oh, I want to make tests. So there's still places where is that it? I guess where is that? 154? I guess it's possible this is already explicit. Oh, no, I just why is this not oh, value state is 1. Duh, it's right there. I was looking at this. Um So we're already explicit. That must be right. Otherwise, we wouldn't be passing, right? Where are we here? Um, it's too bad I deleted all my examples from the other day. Where are we explicit and we could be rewriting that? Yeah, I hose that up something fierce. I don't have to do that, I feel like. Okay, I guess I did. I would have thought that would have been true through regardless. Oh, well, duh. I guess, yeah, right. That's what was going on. I kind of screwed this up. Kind of screwed that. I guess that doesn't matter. Because really, what I really want to check is make sure that the second bit is set, not that the value is closed. That's what I want to do. But all I really wanted to do was to, I guess this is fine. This is fine. But I'm a little bit surprised we're allowed to be explicit there, but things seem to be passing. Well, except for the problem that we were trying to set out to solve in the first place. So back to that. So I feel like what we want now is we need type, and well, I guess we could use an enum again. Did I take all that crap out? I did not, so it's still there. So we're gonna have dotted. I guess we want auto in here. And we want header. And now I'm just now I'm second guessing myself. Well, I guess I could do what is the does this just tell me how to do a bit type? A bit literal. That's what I want. I want a bit literal. Zero B, so we'll go 0B that. We'll go we'll do that. And now how do I get a enum? This is gonna break other stuff. Actually, I want to I think it's that value. What's that give us? Oops. Uh, 47. So I guess where we see yep, 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 yep. Uh, parser line 47. What did I call it? Oh, it's value state. It is value state. I tell you. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Where are we going here? And actually, because I changed all that, so are we 94? I suppose this is the problem down here. Oh, this is, what I gotta do that? All right, so we're back where we started. And this is why I kind of don't really like Python enums, to be honest with you. Or most languages these days that are implementing enums. Like it's nice. It's like it is nice that, I mean, to the extent in Python that these are type sense, like the one knock against like C and C++ enums is they're not type strict, so you can just assign an int to an enum or an enum to an int. And so everybody else realized that was a good idea, but then made them basically unusable as values, I feel like. So you've got to go through all these machinations here to do anything useful with them. So they like didn't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. They like put it in the garbage compressor and compressed it all. Okay, but anyway, back to the original problem. So now we want type and so everywhere this breaks now, so I guess in this case it is going to be a header. I wonder if we should add like invalid. I don't know. Um, oops. Oops. This is going to be and then here we're going to need a key type. So this is going to be key type. Oh, I guess we can add. I guess we'll go ahead and add that. This doesn't really have a type, does it? So I kind of almost wonder if this needs to be a mask as well. Let's just shove none in there for the moment. Let's just see where that breaks everything. None type object is not callable. That seems like a reasonable statement, but oh, um, I guess it is. It's origin, maybe, or like its progeny. Or whatever the opposite is. I don't know. It's where something comes from. Isn't there a P word that begins with? Let's just, because I don't know what I'm talking about, let's just go with origin. Okay, now everything that's calling parse key needs to put in not inline, dotted. And then I guess we need to add okay, so we should be back to our failing tests, but now so if it's closed, we're just done, right? Um, actually, what is what did we do here? Right, because we create two things. We create, yeah, all right. So oh, I called it origin, didn't I? Okay, so it looks like What test is this? Test has already what's the problem here? Oh, line 8. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, that's right. So what is this telling me? So we actually only got one element. So we're not getting the second error for some reason. And which one are we getting? We were getting... We're not getting the first one? How are we not getting the first one? We were not getting that because it ends there. So we're here in parse key. If if that's what we're talking about. Well, we broke a bunch of stuff. So oh, we don't want, we want I think that's what we want to check on. So what are we getting now? We're getting, well, now we're getting taste. We've got other things breaking here. Test. Test explicit table definition allows okay, I'm gonna have to check that one out. Well, what is going on with my errors here now? Oh, we're getting taste in her now. So why are we getting taste in there? I suppose because what's happening is, right, we are, what are we doing here? We already have this error, but we're kind of just going ahead so we can keep parsing, but and that's why I'm wondering if we should have like an invalid thing and then go to like a bit mask type of thing, where instead of just doing a comparison, we kind of look to see, do you allow this? And when we get to invalid, we can just basically say, well, we're invalid, so sure, let's do it. Let me think about that for a second. I'm going to take a little break as the sun starts to fall here. Um, yeah, I guess I will step away for, I don't know. I'm gonna give myself like 10 minutes. But I will be back. I'll be back in a few, I guess. Let me make sure I go to the right screen here. All right. Sorry for blowing my timer there, but I am back. Uh so what I want to do is I'm reconsidering all my life choices right now. Because I think I do want to take these back to that. Oops. And then these are going to go to key header, key inline, and I guess what we're saying is an invalid key is you can do anything with an invalid key. So what I want to do here is I want to do key type. And then I want to do state. I don't know, we'll just call that key state. And then down, that's fine. We'll do, don't know how much this is actually. So this is going to go back to, oops. See, I did all of that to not have to type that thing, and then I typed it anyway. The underscore, and I did it again. There's no helping myself, you know. What are we calling this? Key state. Uh, so I think we should have the same, except we need to do. So I guess what we want to do is we want to change all that to value state is going to go to key. Yep. And then we also want to do that with key type. Yep. So let's just check this out now. I don't know if it matters what we put here. And so let's just test that out. Let's do, I don't know, key root. Let's just make something up. Let's just and we'll just set that to 0. And then so what I want to do, so we have is open, is closed. So I'm just thinking because I feel like, so these are just like checks, but I feel like if the check fails, we want to, like set the key to an invalid state so that, just, maybe not, maybe not. I guess I need to save that. So we should be back to, oh no, we got, we're gonna have to fix, because this is a screwy case, I guess. Um, that seems to think Apple is being redefined now. Okay. Well, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. So what am I saying here? So oh, I guess one of the problems is maybe I didn't actually need to do all that. Maybe all I needed to do was set that to false. Um, which is kind of making me regret all my other choices. The choices I just said I regretted making, but nothing is set in stone here. So now what is a failing test? Explicit table definition allows explicit subtables. So oh no, so the problem here is an apple. The problem here is taste. That's on line 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I feel like I need. Uh-oh. Wow. Somebody just hit the guardrail and lost a tire, and they're facing the wrong direction. Boy. I'm gonna give me a second here. Good Lord, you could see the rubber on the road where they skidded. I have a nice view, but do not could go without hearing all the accidents on the road below me. Although I guess the plus side is it being a busy road, there's people pulling over to help, so but it is distracting. Gosh, all right. What I mean, I'm in the parser here. So I guess we don't care about this in here. I feel like so we actually got, did I not save my test? Guess I did not. Okay, so we're back to green. We are back to green. And let's see what that did for the test suite. Not much. Not much. So is that actually covered in the is it progenitor? Yeah, I was close. I was just in the wrong direction. I was in the wrong direction. So this is saying D is explicit. No, this is in I'm still distracted by that accent downstairs. Oh, there's already cop blocking off the entrance. The police are on their way. There's already cop blocking off the entrance to the highway there. Oof. I guess what we're saying is just stick that in there. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. But I'm not sure that's actually called out by the spec, is it? So it's saying I mean, I guess it says it here, redefining. So I guess that makes sense. We passed a couple. Expected an error, but no error was reported. This string contains a non-scalar Unicode code point. Okay. Uh, oops. D801. What kind of string is it? Now, it doesn't matter. All the strings can take the same thing, but D. Okay, yeah. Why are we not passing that then? Oh, well, that's a comment. It would probably help if, well, no, right, it was non. So are we not checking that? Oh, you know what? It's an escape character. It is. Where the heck's my example? I guess it's because this is an escape character. What does this say about? It must be a valid scalar value. 0 to D7. I believe that's what this is saying. And then, okay. Well, now all the fire trucks and whatnot are stuck in the traffic trying to get to the accident. I don't know. Somebody's out walking around. I don't know if that's the driver or somebody else in the car is hurt, but okay, so we've got to check our Unicode points as well. So this is in the lecture. Where's it? So I guess if is that what I called it? String character? String character. I guess this is gonna be the same thing. Okay. Well, this might take a while getting through all these tests. Leading 0. We should be catching that. Why are we not catching that? We explicitly checked for that. If length of, oh. Yeah, why are we checking? We just need to check the first one. I don't know what I was thinking there. Okay, that got a lot of them. Oh yeah, we're not doing any date validation. We are not doing any date validation. Well, I guess I'm going to put it in. And I suppose if I'm hitting these, I probably want to turn these into actual messages. So we have two. We actually have two different errors here. We have one. It's invalid because it is okay. Uh, sorry. I guess the Friday night is getting started. I am distracted by a lot of things at the moment. Plus it's a little bit warm in here. I should take my sweater off. Go change my shirt. What time is it? It is a parking lot of cars now out here. So what was I saying? I was saying, okay, one Unicode escape is invalid because it's not a hex value. And this one, it's invalid because it's just an invalid um, it's an invalid Unicode code. Um, and what do my other errors here look like? And actually, maybe, well, what are we doing here? I think we're just, yeah, we're not picking anything off. I guess that'll be the iterator. Um, and what are we doing here? Oh, count. And then, so what I feel like, right, we don't want to, we don't want to put this error at the where, so here we don't want to put the error at, you can take this assertion out. Um, what we can do is I think we're going to need the line and the character there. And maybe we want the, I guess we don't even need the iterator here in that case, right? We want the value. Um, I think we want that. Oh, I guess we do need the iterator so we can. So line our message, and I guess what we want to do is format the value, and I feel like we want to do that as a hexadecimal number, and I'm not sure. Where is this format string syntax? So conversion, what are our options for conversion? I guess not conversion, format. Uh, so what happens if I put X there? I have a feeling that's not going to work. I want a colon. And what was our example even? D708? It was like D708 or something. Let's see if we can just get this failing again. D801. And how are Unicode values typically? It's like U plus, right? Um, No, I don't think I want that. I want, I don't know. Let's see what this has to say about anything. Um, can somebody just give me, yeah, this is what we want. Right, and so what did we get here? What is, now there's a helicopter. It's 27, right? Escape 1B. So what if I just, so what is the range up to? Gotta confess to a little bit of Unicode ignorance here. Because I feel like you usually see it as 4. Because I'm wondering if, like, padding this out, maybe. I don't know. Uh, where is this format spec? Describe. So fill. Fill. What happens if I click that? Any character. Or that was dumb of me. That did nothing. Oh wait, fill. So I need 0, 4. But now, zero, 0, 0, 0 through 1, 2 through 10. Leading digits to a minimum of 4. Okay, so I guess that's what we want to do then. So what happens if we have, so let's try, just try that. So value, we're saying value is what? guess I didn't need to do all that. Value. Okay. All right, so that's what we want to do. So what do we say? 0 for... Okay. And so we want the iterator. I guess we want the code. And that'll be the code there. We could potentially, I feel like, have a bogus number. And then we want line equals the iterator current line. And so we're going to give it, what, the code, line, and car. I guess that's what we're saying. Okay. So now we've just got all our date time. I wonder how much of this is all date time formatting stuff. Yeah. But I'm thinking about wrapping up, but maybe... What else do I have in here? No error on a comment delete. Oh, it doesn't like my JSON. Because I'm not actually outputting JSON. So I've actually I suppose that's one thing I could do is have this output whatever format it wants me to output to get a more accurate representation of what's not working. So TOML tables correspond to JSON objects. TOML table arrays correspond to JSON arrays. Bios correspond to special JSON object of the form type value. In the above, type may be one of these. The value is always a string. All right, so what do we need to do here? I guess we want to convert that to output, and we want to write our output. So our result is going to be a table. Um, That's JSON. So we'll do that. Is that what we want? I guess that is what we want to do. But I think we want to bump that down in there. Okay, and then we're going to finish this all up by return result. So this is what, integer. What are we going to have? Bool. I have a feeling this may not. Going to want to lowercase that. Then we've got that is date local, I believe. And so what do we say? 0, 2. I feel like, no, this is going to be Take that day. Suppose it would help if I can somebody just give me the format? I mean, I believe it's the same. Okay, so then I suppose, let me just try this out. Any chance there's a now on there for today? So what are we saying? Okay, and what happens if I just did that? Okay. So what are my other options here? Then we've got I guess this is what? This is what, hour, minutes, seconds, and I suppose well, this is a little bit annoying. I'm sure this won't like this, but just want to make sure. Hour, minute, second, microsecond. Okay. This is probably gonna yell at me because it's not gonna want that. And actually, I wonder. I guess I don't maybe need to bother with all this. So Seems I could actually bring this up on the one thing again. Um, do we have a... like a from now? Burger. All right. So what are we saying? It's... where is my clock? 08. Okay, so we'll just do that too. And then we've got the state time. Um, now how do I think I need it with that T in there, right? Is there like a 2 ISO format? Yeah, so what okay. But we'll if what do we want here? We want the time zone info. Or no, that's going to be what's it going to be? I don't even know what we're gonna get here. We already got that in there. So let's see what this gives us. See if our errors go up or down. I'm gonna go with up, although I don't remember what they were. Right argument must be a string, not a dictionary. Oh, and duh. So, I think they're just a module, right? The whole point of doing this. What do we want? Coders and decoder. We want an encoder. So is there just encode? I guess that is what I need to do. Actually, I guess I want to do this up here. Which means it won't really be in JSON. Well, I suspect we'll go way back up. Oh, no. Wow. Okay. Well, that's dope. So what are our errors? That might be a good place to leave it then. Although with 8 errors, it's like maybe just push through. So all of our date time formatting that I know I punted on, this, valid. What are we talking about here? 410? Oh wait, this is what? Code point? Guess not. Invalid. That changed nothing, I guess. We're just moving our error around. Oh, and I think we're gonna need to. Well, and that is also not. I thought that's why I spent like precious seconds of my life. Okay. That's still not the right answer, I guess. And oh, because we're hitting the end of the file. So where are we all peeking a new line? I feel like I want to take this to what is this in? One. This is arguably actually a new line. Right, because we are. Although we do check for an interminated string here. But this would also work here, right? If because basically what I'm thinking is changing this peak new line to also look for the end of the file, like changing this to peak end of line. Because right, even if we return true here, right, we'll try and eat a new line, but it won't actually be a new line, so this will still, and this will still be an invalid escape, I guess. And then it will be in like, then we'll have an unterminated string, I suppose. But that looks okay there. That looks okay there. Yeah, so I am changing this peak new line to peak end of line. That's going to go to peak character. So this is going to be character equals that, or character equals that, or character equals that, and that. Now where else do I... Okay, that's it. So let's see what that does. Watch my errors go through the roof. Or we end up back in an infinite loop. So why would that have put us in an infinite loop? Uh, we do actually, by the way, need to check for um, something like that. And what does eat new line do? Yeah, so that should not have changed anything there. So if end of line is true, right, we dump out of here. So not, so we want to stop on, so I really don't, unless I did something to just slow things down horribly. But I feel like we are back in an infinite loop. No, we're not. Okay. Maybe you just decided to, or maybe something I did actually fix that, but so there's something going on here with escapes. Line 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So is that allowed? I mean, so it must be a scalar value. So I guess actually any, so it's not a string character, it's, okay. So I guess if code is just typing complete nonsense there, and the code is less than or code is greater than otherwise, I guess in this case, I guess since we've checked it, we know we have a valid thing. Down to 6 errors. Uh-oh. Comments everywhere. So what do we... Missing separator between hour and minute. So what is this talking about? Those are the only times, right? So hour and minute, hour and minute. Make sure the space between what, this and this? Oh, it might be this. It might be that. Um, well, where am I using this? Oh, date. Test local date. What do we get here? Yeah, that's blowing us up. So now it is our date time validation. And I guess what's going something delete here. Is this one that takes up? So I'm pretty sure that's allowed. Here. Because I sat here and looked at this dang thing while I typed it in. 7F. Because I assume what's happening here is they have an escape character in here, or that 7F character. Comment. Control characters 0 through 8. Yeah, then what? 10? I guess that'd be A. All right, well, here it says it's not permitted, I guess. So somebody's just trolling me here. Somebody's just trolling me. When you read the language grammar, I guess they're just eating comments, right? Um, Is this what we're saying? Oh, that's right. I have that thing blowing up. Down to 5. Okay, I guess that made that happy. And I guess I can, I guess this is numeric. And actually, I suppose this is going to dump us into decimal. And I guess this is going to be like state. So what's happening here is... So what do we want after the space? I guess another digit? Because, what are we doing here? You're being a little bit lax on the grammar. Or maybe I guess it's actually up here in Lex Numeric. So what are we doing here? If we have a sign, otherwise if we have a digit, otherwise this is for our special floats, or here we're basically, and I guess maybe this is even coming into Lex Numeric, because we're asserting that's all we have in there. Well, here's what I'll do. Or because I'm just thinking anything other than a digit is an error. What am I, in a clear error if, we're a little bit loose about what we accept here. I don't know. Huh. Surprised that's, oh wow, okay. So that presumably Oh yeah, I gotta change my test. Gotta change my test to add that, and then the only thing left should be, well, not the only thing left. We've got our validation. Then I actually want to look through the passing tests, because right now most of the reason we're passing is because we're exiting with an error code of 1, but that's because we're hitting an assertion and just blowing up, and we don't want to blow up in real life. We want to kindly yet firmly let the user know that the TOML that they gave us has issues. Okay, but I think with that, I'm probably going to get my Friday night started here. Arguably, I already have with a glass of wine. Yeah. That I felt like that was slow going. Of course, I was distracted for a little bit there. The accident appears to be cleared up. I assume there's still tire skid marks on the. Yep, you can still see the tire skid marks, but the tire that rolled off is no longer there. So hopefully the person in the car, while starting their weekend off on a bad note, is otherwise okay. But I didn't really pay that close of attention. So I guess take a real. Let's remove all these. Don't want to add that to my thing. So I'm kind of amazed that all of those errors are just being caused. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but we're being caused by just formatting my JSON incorrectly. Like, I'm a little bit curious now to go back and do that, but I'm not. I'm not curious enough to actually do it. Because when you're picking off like an error at a time, and there's like 100 errors sitting there, it's like. But when you make one nice change like that, and suddenly your errors go down by like an order of magnitude. Oh, and I still don't know if I'm really happy about this meta info stuff. It's so finicky, and it seems, I guess, from a certain extent, or from a certain perspective, it makes sense what they're talking about. Like, if you create a table through a header, then it should be a header, not altered through a dotted key. But I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things. I feel like, granted, it seems like I'm struggling with just about everything, but I feel like for some reason this logic about when you can update a table or not seems a bit finicky is one thing, but kind of arbitrary, and I've had a hard time getting my head wrapped around it for something that should not be all that difficult. Yeah. And maybe there's just a better way to handle it, but I can't really think of it. But I don't know. And I'm a little bit annoyed that I missed this offhand, because actually I had this test case there. I don't know how many tests that cleared up, but I had this here, but I was just like, oh, I don't even know why I commented that out. Like, that should have had no Lexing implications at all. I guess it was commented out because it was commented out in the example, right? So it was just I didn't realize this was commented out because that we should have definitely had that test case. Okay, so what are we doing here? Fix tests. Okay. So I think with that, I'm going to call that a stream. I don't know. I really want to get this done. And maybe a lot of this fiddly stuff I'll get done off stream. But I kind of feel like since I started it, well, since I restarted on stream and I've been doing everything on stream, might as well just do it all on stream. Because I've been throwing these videos up on YouTube as well. Not that anybody's been watching them. I guess I found one thing less interesting to Twitch than coding in PHP, and that's coding a TOML parser in Python. I seem to, well, not that, there's a lot of coders that nobody watches, but I feel like I've found this nice niche of interesting coding projects that nobody besides myself cares about. But anyway, with that, I'm going to call that a stream, and if anybody's lurking, then appreciate you hanging out or watching this on the VOD later. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I bid you peace, and take care. See ya. Oh, I don't necessarily want to exit, but I want to stop streaming. Okay, see ya.